Were taken to the hospital after their vehicle rolled several times this morning in St. Lawrence County. According to Richville Fire Chief Corey Farr, fire crews responded to the scene just outside Richville around 10 a.m. this morning and found this car off the road. Farr says the driver had fallen asleep at the wheel and crossed over the center line and down an embankment. The car rolled several times before eventually striking a concrete structure that's used so cows can cross the road safely. Farr says the woman in the passenger seat suffered extensive injuries, the driver minor injuries, and the woman in the back seat was uninjured. All three were transported to Camp Potsdam Hospital for further evaluation.